The date is July 21st, 2024, and the NASCAR Cup Series will make their long-awaited return to the Indianapolis Oval after a 3-year hiatus. Much excitement surrounds the weekend, and the fans could not be happier to see the return of the Brickyard 400, 30 years after NASCAR began the Crown Jewel event. Just the day prior, the Xfinity Series had put on one heck of a show, with Riley Herbst claiming the victory, doing so in a three-way battle for the lead. There was passing, strategy, and overall good racing. Now it's the A-Series' turn. With how good the racing was on Saturday, Sunday had to be a good race, right? So, was it a good race? Nope. We were treated to 3.5 hours of single-file racing, with the only green flag passes for the lead coming through strategy, and Brad doing whatever this is. Yes, I know what you're saying. There was passing on the restart, so that's technically passing. Yes, and that's for a specific reason. Indy is a one-lane track, like as one lane as it gets. The configuration of the speedway causes the bottom to be the heavily favored lane, as drivers can dive deep into the corners and throttle up quickly. The combination of high speeds that the cars can maintain on the bottom and it being the shorter distance around the track leads to cars who restart on the top being freight trained by those who start on the preferred line. The need for the inside line got so crucial that drivers were flat out wrecking one another in an attempt to reach the preferred racing group. This leads to our first passing problem. Dirty air. The term has plagued the sport for quite a while now, and we've grown accustomed to hearing it every Sunday when we turn on the TV to watch the race. Dirty air is the turbulent airflow that a race car creates from different pressures and outflows of air meeting each other at the back of the car. This air can cause the car behind the car generating the air to lose grip, even though the car has special parts like the spoiler and rear diffuser that are made to comb through air. If we look at a track like Indy, with its one-groove racing, dirty air is inevitable. Other tracks where dirty air has been an issue, such as Dover or Las Vegas, the car behind has not been at as much of a disadvantage as this weekend because there are multiple lanes that drivers can run in to make lap time. However, dirty air is just one reason that we didn't see any passing at Indy. In NASCAR, teams have to change tires and refuel the car multiple times in a race, and both these factors can have a large impact on both strategy and the car's speed, depending on how much the tire wears on the track and how well the driver can manage their tires and save fuel. This past weekend at Indy, the tires barely wore out, and cars ran out of fuel before they even had to consider tire wear. You're probably saying, well, actually, the tires did wear out this weekend. We saw Tyler Reddick lose time staying out, and Denny Hamlin was able to short pit Larson and Elliott. This is completely wrong. The reason why short pitting was effective was that the car who pitted first was in clean air and could make good lap time, further expanding on the idea of dirty air. If that still doesn't convince you of the minimal tire fallout, I literally asked the tire specialist on the 11 team, Matt Philpott, and he said that there wasn't much wear. The problem with the tires not being a factor is that there is no opportunity for passing due to drivers losing grip and using up their tires and tire management. This went hand in hand with fuel mileage, as many cars didn't bother to pit for tires and just stayed out and saved fuel. Due to this, nobody could push even if they had a much faster car than the guy in front of them, leading Denny Hamlin to having to follow behind Zane Smith whilst driving a car capable of winning. Also, this let guys like Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick drive easily through the field, passing guys who were virtually defenseless, due to them saving fuel whilst Larson, Reddick, Elliott, and others didn't have to save and could run full throttle. This is technically passing, but is it really racing? I don't want to take away any credit from the teams who played their cards right in terms of strategy, but at the end of the day, they were passing cars who were running 50-plus laps on a tank of fuel. Now that I've complained about these issues, how can we fix them? The problem I'd like to focus on is the tires and fuel, as we all know that tire wear causes compelling racing, and without it we see track position races with little to no passing and fuel mileage runs. And dirty air is common and isn't just specific to Indianapolis. Some great examples of tire wear having a positive impact on races are Bristol this past spring, Darlington, and even Kansas. Over the past few months, Goodyear has focused on developing tires that wear out quicker. We saw this at the All-Star race, where while things didn't go perfectly, it was definitely a good starting point. Goodyear plans on doing the same thing at Richmond, and this time I'm confident that the results will be better. Returning back to Indy, we need Goodyear to develop a tire that will wear out quickly, forcing more drivers to pit and take new tires to try to gain ground and not fall behind the field, rather than just saving fuel and following the car in front of them for an extended period of time. NASCAR can run extra tire tests to aid Goodyear in their tire development process. Even though most drivers don't like testing, I'm sure someone would put their hand up and offer to help create better racing at the track. Maybe even ask Dale Jr. to test tires at Indy, like Denny Hamlin suggested he should do at the short tracks. The bottom line is we need to improve the racing at the Brickyard 400, and NASCAR should focus on it going into 2025. I love the idea of the Brickyard 400, NASCAR racing on the most famous track in the world, and I hope it stays that way. Besides, none of the teams, drivers, or fans want to see NASCAR drive on the road course, other than Michael McDowell. Well, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching.